Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for you to take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Musical, lyrical lingo. Every episode a new bingo. Laugh and sing, go with the flow. Tune in as the memories grow.
Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts, Tim
And LJ today, and every week we will be discussing musicals, but specifically what they taught us.
I feel I was very uppity there because we've just been joking
I know we have.
around. I was like,
Joking around. Yeah, you were in good spirits there.
yeah.
Good spirits. For a change. No, I'm joking.
Okay, bye. I'm out of here.
I'm joking. Well, how are you?
I'm fine.
Good.
It's been so long since I last saw you.
I know.
We've
It's been a
survived the showcase. We're all good.
while. Yeah, we're
Show
all...
went well. Hopefully, fingers crossed last week. Really good.
It was wonderful. Masterpiece.
Wonderful.
Outstanding.
Do you think they wonder why we're still in the same clothes week on,
I think
2
they
weeks in
know
a
that
row?
we didn't
Do they
too
know?
well.
Right, okay, that's fine. Because
I just love how you still pretend.
I wouldn't want them to think I'm a minger, like. She just built a face. If you're not watching on... Do you put this out on YouTube still?
Yeah.
Do you actually fill episodes?
Yep.
Oh, that's horrendous. I saw one of the clips that you put on social media of a previous episode. I literally look like a marshmallow. Absolutely do. In fact, I feel like I need to change the angle in which I'm sitting on this seat. Like, honest to gosh, a marshmallow. I was even in the colour of a marshmallow.
It would be better if it was just our faces. But, we'll
you know,
eventually get there.
It's the most comfy sofa, but you do sink
Oh,
into
you do
it.
sink. You're like,
So then you just look big marshmallow.
Anyway, tell us your theatre news.
In the world of musical theatre. However, my first theatre news isn't actually a musical, but it pricked my interest. The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Oh, I just can't get into that. Yeah.
No. Well, an adaptation is to embark on a new tour. The production opens in the Everyman Theatre in Cheltenham on the 4th of September, which coincides with the 70th anniversary of the novel.
Yeah.
Okay, not interested.
I mean,
Fine.
I don't think I understood it.
Maybe you'll be interested in West End Live.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yes, it has confirmed its participating shows this year. So this free of charge celebration, I still love the fact that this happens every year.
Yeah.
And it's free. And it's a 2-day event in Trafalgar Square. And anybody can go to it and just have a full day of musical theatre goodness.
And it's getting bigger and bigger every year.
It is, like, I started to write down the list of participating shows and then went, you know what, stuff this, and my hand's hurting.
Yeah.
So, 2-day celebration on the 21st and the 22nd of June in Trafalgar Square, and the lineup includes Addams Family, which I did not know, but the Addams Family UK tour that is coming, starring Alexandra Burke. Did you tell me this in the pod?
Yeah,
and I
think
didn't
you've
listen?
been living under a rock, and they just released pictures this week.
But that's why I'm talking about it now, because I saw a picture and went, never. Did you say this on the pod?
Well, maybe you didn't say it on the pod, but I knew about it.
I love Alexandra Burke.
I know.
She was amazing in Bodyguard, the musical.
Yeah, that's right. You said
proper
she was
amazing.
Great.
Anyway, Addams Family. Aaron's favourite, Back to the Future.
Yep.
Book of Mormon.
Yes.
Brigadoon, which is Regent's Park, isn't it? Open air. Burlesque, who has also announced its cast. Yep. Orloff.
Yep.
Is Orloff.
Yep.
As in, like, Legally Blonde.
Yep.
Alumni.
Yep.
Paulette herself is going to be coming to the West End. In Burlesque. I thought that was a really cool casting. And I take it she's playing the Cher.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, she'll be amazing.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the last of me. And that's Orloff. That was my impression of Orloff doing Cher.
Okay, not Cher.
No. It was a bit more.
Yeah. They still haven't, it's still that short run, isn't it? Because it's Mean Girls is closing this week.
I know. Well done, Zoe.
Yeah, it's closing this week, and then Burlesque is going in over the summer, and then it's Paddington.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm still waiting on a wee another
Yeah.
burlesque. What I've said before is I think they're trying it in the
Okay.
Savoy, and then
And
it's
if it
going
works,
to
they're going to go to another venue.
go to another
Yeah.
venue or tour or something like that. So
Cabaret, Clueless, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, dying to see that. Devil Wears Prada, which I kind of forgot was in the West End, but like still going strong.
Yeah.
And Vanessa Williams is still there.
Still there.
Good for her. You'll be interested for this one. Disney's Hercules.
I know.
However, atrocious Britain's Got Talent performance. We never talked about it.
I know.
It was atrocious.
It just wasn't great.
It was, I'll be honest, I'm going to put it out there. You can bite me and fall out with me, but I haven't seen a good public performance of it yet.
Well, you see, I kind of give it a Bible during the big night of musicals because they weren't in rehearsals then.
Yes, sound issues.
So I was like, oh, they haven't done anything as a team.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's very difficult to put on something whenever you haven't actually done any rehearsing of the production.
Yeah. It's not great so far. But listen, once it's on stage and
It'll
they're
be perfect.
throwing the pillars at it, because
Yeah.
obviously there'll be pillars, won't there, and
Yeah.
all the rest of it. The Frogs, I am really interested in that musical that's out there at the moment. Great Gatsby, Fiddler on the Roof, Hadestown, Titanic, Oliver, Operation Mincemeat. That's to name a few,
Yeah.
Lauren, and then my hands start to get sore. And
I
I'm
would
stuck
love
this.
to go to West
So
End
would
Live. I would really love to go. Also, the fact that it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger, it kind of scares me a wee bit because those crowds are going to be massive. But wouldn't it be great if it was wee televised production as well? Or like there was a live YouTube feed or something?
I know. Is there not a live YouTube?
I
No.
don't think there is a live YouTube.
Honestly, and she can feast for weeks on all the videos afterwards
I know,
because
it's
they're very
great.
good at like putting up the
Yeah,
videos of all
they
the
are very
performances,
good.
aren't
And
they?
obviously our wee friends performed last year, which was amazing for
Yeah,
them.
Shamrock Tanner, Shamrock, the Shamrock Tanners
Yeah.
from Alabama. It's because they've just done their American.
That's it.
The Shamrock Tanners. There we go. We're back in Northern Ireland.
But yeah, I know I would love to go to West End Live. Anyway.
And to finish off our musical theatre news, a big congratulations to friends of the podcast, Alison Harding,
Yes.
who has just been cast in Follies,
Yep, in the Northern Ireland Opera.
the Northern Ireland Opera production of Follies, which will be taking place in the Opera House, Grand Opera House, Belfast, on the 13th to the 20th of September. She is going to be appearing alongside royalty, Anna Jane Casey.
Yep.
Lovely homegrown talent, Mark Dugdale. To name but a few, there's loads of other wee names here.
Okay.
But
Great cast, actually.
and our wee Jennifer Rennie is going to be choreographing, and it's going to be blooming fantastic.
So
I
that will
cannot wait.
be a musical Ercolingo night out.
Yeah, to be quite honest with you, I predict me being there every night of the week, to be honest. No, but honest to goodness, to be honest with you, I've foreseen myself saying it more than once.
Perfect.
So, of course, we'll do be dinner beforehand.
Absolutely.
We wine at the interval.
Absolutely.
We post-show cocktail.
Yep, sounds good.
Let's just make it our
Christmas dinner.
our Christmas dinner.
In September.
It's going to be musical, lyrical, English Christmas dinner, folks. I can taste the espresso martini already.
Oh, go you. Perfect. Let's do it.
Done.
It's been said, so that's a
And
binding
it's
contract.
It's close to my birthday.
I know, which you don't ever celebrate, but you know.
But I'll celebrate it that night.
Okay,
just 'cause.
perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, love it.
On to
Sweet.
this week.
This week? What musical are we doing this week? It's a sad one.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, yeah.
It's a sad one.
I can't recall the last time I lost it. The way I lost it coming out of a theatre having seen this musical.
No way. Did it have that
Swear-
much of a reaction?
Swear on my life, I hyperventilated as I was leaving the Piccadilly Theatre.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, completely and utterly took me off guard. Thought I was going for a lovely, cheerful evening at the theatre and left with Niagara Falls coming out of my eyes and the inability to breathe.
Okay, so the musical we're discussing this week is Ghost?
Yes.
So I take it you've never seen the film?
Never seen the film.
Okay.
And, full disclosure, still haven't seen the film. I think the musical was more than enough for me. I was like, if the musical's done that to me, I don't think I can sit through the film.
Oh my goodness. EP! We are discussing Ghost the musical this week, as you are aware. And Timothy has just admitted, even though he's seen the musical, he still has not seen the film.
What is wrong with you?
Aaron!
I never watched movies.
That's because I asked him to like close that blind, isn't it?
You didn't ask me to man.
Yeah, true.
Ghost is one of Aaron's favourite films.
Oh, do you cry like a baby?
Every single time.
It's not one of my favourite films.
It's one of Aaron's favourite films. You just won't
makes me
admit it.
cry. Yes. There's only one part of it.
It makes you cry. Can we watch it? Like, because I have to see this.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you crying.
Oh, no, it's not often it happens.
Oh, we all need
I
a wee tear every so
had
often.
never seen Ghost until I met Aaron and he introduced it to me.
Did you cry?
Well, I don't really cry.
See, I bloody knew it. I was like, there's not a chance of this one crying. No way.
No,
So you're a mess on the sofa and
Yeah.
she's stone cold, like, beside you?
What bit do you think maybe makes me cry?
I don't know. I haven't seen the film.
Is it in the musical?
Who knows? Well, we don't know.
well, I was watching said musical today,
The
actually.
musical?
Uh-huh.
A
And,
bootleg? You still doing that one?
and
Lauren?
I did call EP in because I wanted to see if he would recognise, but he didn't get to come in, and then I wasn't gonna like try and rewind it and all that stuff.
You were like, going, cry. I want to make you
But
cry.
I wanted to
cry.
see if he would recognise the end. I'm going to say I'm kind of glad he didn't see it because I think that the film gets him more than I do think the musical would, because I would have just pulled him in
So
at the very
this
end.
is the end when they dance together.
What?
No, yes,
Oh,
yes, but yes,
at
in
that
the musical.
at that point, there was a puddle,
Yeah.
and I was doing this. Like,
Molly. I've always
yeah. And I know the people beside me were like, what is wrong with them? But because I think, making noises. I was going, you know that bit when you're trying not to cry, and then you kind of make a snorty kind of noise? You're like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing that
Yeah.
all over Piccadilly Theatre.
No, like, okay, it is one of Aaron's favourite films, whether he's going to admit it or not. And he did make me watch it, and it was very much like, do you know when you are introducing somebody to something and you want them to like it, and he was like, it's coming up, and then
That's such a cute wee story.
and then he and we were only like boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, like, so it was really, really
He was
cute.
opening up his
Yeah,
softer
it is.
side to you.
It is
and
very,
you
very
sat
cute.
there like a stone beside him.
But that's just me. And then I was like, oh yeah, that is nice. So
That's nice. And the poor fella's going, I've just let myself down. Oh God, she's going to think I'm an absolute wuss.
no, I thought it was
It's
very
okay
sweet.
for boys to cry, Aaron.
And there are, you know, we have watched it since.
Yeah.
Aaron and I have been together 21 years. It is a little, well, nearly 21
How many
years.
times have you watched it in your 21 years?
Oh, we've watched it again
Every
a
year?
fair few times. Oh, yeah.
If it's on, I will turn it off.
Yes, yeah. But a shout out to that film. It is a really good film.
Okay.
But also Patrick Swayze is amazing in it.
Yeah.
And if you haven't already seen, there's a fantastic documentary about Patrick Swayze. Have you seen it?
No.
You need to watch it.
Okay.
It is one of those documentaries where you just can't turn off.
Okay.
But anyway, Ghost. Yes, right. That's
It's been a
another
while.
date night.
It's been a while since you've mentioned a documentary.
I know.
Well done. So 20 years after its initial triumph on screen, Ghost walked again as a stage musical,
Yep.
with in many respects looking just as it had done on the cinema. Would you? Well, you haven't seen it live, so that's hard for you to pass comment, is it?
Yeah. No, I would say it's kind of just the film on stage.
And Aaron, would you agree that the 1990 movie is one of the most popular romantic fantasies ever made?
Yeah. it's
Okay.
iconic.
There you go.
Yeah. Book and lyrics are by Bruce Joel Rubin, and he did the film. And then music and lyrics are by Dave Stewart, who is famous for Eurythmics.
Dave Eurythmics, Stuart.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love Eurythmics.
Yeah.
And Glenn Ballard, who wrote one of my absolute favourite albums, Jagged Little Pill.
Oh, nice.
Alanis Morissette, who is coming to Belfast in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, have you got tickets?
No.
Is it too late?
I don't know. I haven't looked.
So for the listeners who live around the world, we have like a big outdoor like festival concerts every summer called Belsonic, and Alanis Morissette is coming to Belsonic this year.
Yeah.
And I did a few wee Belsonics last year, and I was like, this is like what are those things that you do over and over again? A routine. I would like a ritual or like a habit I would like to get into, like every year, just doing a wee. Saw Sting and Blondie, Shania Twain last year, and I was gonna get you good. No. She was brilliant. But I was like, oh, I'm not going to anything.
Well, maybe we should look and see if there's Alanis. Do you like Alanis?
Love Alanis.
I love Alanis too.
Yeah.
Let's go to Alanis.
Let's have a look.
What is up with this episode? We've like done 3 dates.
We've got 3 dates already.
Anyway, let's get back to the music.
Right, so for anybody who's been like me and living under a rock, the plot tells the story of a young man who is killed during a botched mugging. When Sam, that's his name, dies, he becomes caught between the real world and the next. Molly, his love, is in danger and Sam cannot leave her. A medium, Oda Mae Brown, helps Sam to get in touch with Molly to warn her off.
Yeah, and if anything, this, I would say what Ghost does really well, it's real love.
Yeah.
And even the film, you can, from the get-go, you can tell that this is a real relationship. There's ups and downs and all of that, but at the end of the day, they totally love each other.
Yeah.
So this musical had its world premiere in Manchester.
Yeah.
In 2011, and then it moved to the West End that summer. So I think it opened in March and then was in the West End by August or something. Was that
July,
right?
19th of July it opened,
Okay.
at the Piccadilly Theatre, as I've now said, ended up being flooded from my tears.
Yeah, it did close in 2012, but did go on a UK tour. And then it did move to Broadway in 2012 too, with the original cast, movie number, Richard Fleeshman and Casey, I can never say her last name, Levy or Levy?
Levy? Yeah, so Richard Fleeshman played the role of Sam Wheat. Casey Levy was Molly, and Sharon D. Clark was Oda Mae Brown, and I saw them.
I saw them. Yeah.
I saw the originals, and they were absolutely sensational. And so Richard and Casey went to Cassie went to Broadway on Cassie Levy.
Yeah.
Have you listened to it yet? Next to Normal?
I haven't listened
to it. Oh, it's fantastic.
I haven't listened to it yet. But it's definitely, I think they keep announcing UK release will be, I think it's about September time.
Yeah.
So
the new cast recording of the West End production of Next to Normal they're all heartbreaking, like absolutely fantastic. It was directed by Tony Award-winning director Matthew Warchus. What's he Tony nominated for or winning?
I don't know.
Matilda.
Oh yes, sorry.
So Ghost the Musical is defined by the multimedia production and a multi-sensory experience. And 1000% was the richer and the more complex that mix, the better. The sets, the video designs, as well as stage magician Paul Kieve's astonishing illusions, and they were astonishing, were just as important as the lyrics and the music in this.
100%. Yeah. I think as well because obviously the film is so iconic and there's certain moments in the film which they really tried to bring onto the stage show. I think they did a really good job.
Yeah.
I think the creative team were really sensitive towards what message they were wanting to portray, and it wasn't just doing this film as a musical for the sake of it. They really thought about all the elements, how the audience were going to have a wonderful experience.
I was really shocked after having seen it because I thought it was stunning. It closed quite quickly. And I was quite surprised by that. Now, obviously, there was a Broadway transfer, but I just had expected it to stay around in the West End for a bit longer. And, you know, with the Broadway transfer, there were tweaks and there were changes made to it. Cassie Levy herself said emotional moments in the show had been fine-tuned. A line or two had been changed here and there, and a couple of songs had been replaced, and some characters were tweaked, all for the better, she said.
Okay.
And I thought that was quite interesting, and I just wondered, was that part of the reason for why they took it off
Maybe.
a wee bit earlier? I don't know. I remember it's one of two shows that I still, in my lasting memory, go, oh my goodness, really? It's closed already? Ghost was one, and Betty Blue Eyes was another, and I went, it's closed? What? Like,
tell me this, what made you go and see Ghost if you hadn't seen the film?
Because it was one of my many solo London trips. And on those solo trips, because I was on my own, I just went to see theatre.
Yeah.
And it was a new musical. And I went, I'm going to go and see what that's like. I obviously knew, like, I think everybody knows there's like a movie, Ghost. And I went, I'll just go and see that. That's about that movie, about Richard Swayze.
I just want to know, had you heard about the special effects and about, like, was there anything that had intrigued you and you were like, I'm going to go see it? Or was it just...
I knew nothing about it. And I think that's why it had the impact it had on me, because everything that happened took me by surprise. Like, even when he died, I was like, what?
He's dead so soon.
What? Yeah, literally. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So there we go.
Oh,
it was nominated for 5 Olivier's and 3 Tonys.
Yeah.
You know.
Some really nice music in it. Obviously the story is super sad, but at the end of the day, it is all about love. And
the thing with the music, it was new and really original for musical music. Yeah. Sorry, musical theatre music. And I think that's down to, you know, Dave Eurythmics Stewart. Do you know what I mean? Also, the music featured the Righteous Brothers' Unchained Melody, which was obviously featured in the original film, and we'll maybe get on to that with musical lyrical lingos.
So, yes, musical lyrical lingo. So the first thing I did, because the word ditto is so popular, and
had never heard of it until I saw the film. Not film, the musical.
You never heard of the word ditto?
Honest to goodness, I had never heard of it. No one had ever said it to me. I promise you.
Really?
I promise you.
Well, now I am questioning, did I know the word ditto before? Yes, no, I definitely knew the word ditto.
It's a very American word. Like, it's not used here. Is it? I've never heard anybody saying ditto.
Ditto. Well,
Sam and Molly say ditto.
No,
Sam says ditto. Sorry,
Sam said yes, but no.
Eventually. That's another part where Aaron's heart was ripped out.
Yeah. So, I wanted to know, like, where it came from. So it's an informal English word meaning the same as what has just been said.
Yeah.
It comes from the Italian word ditto, which means said or same, and it is a Latin verb decree, to say. So I don't really understand that, but it is such a powerful word in that musical, and now I just associate the word ditto with. I think though, if Aaron ever said love you and I said ditto, I think his heart would break.
Yeah.
But so I would never say that, because look at his wee face.
Because that's the problem, and anybody who doesn't know the film or the musical, you know, Molly is very eloquent in the way she expresses her love for Sam. But he always will just respond to her with ditto.
Ditto.
And she's like, why do you keep saying that?
Yeah.
Why do you not use the word? Why do you not use love? I love you. And he's like, but I do say it. And she's like, no, but you don't. You say ditto, and that's not the same.
Yeah, and I love that.
And I would agree with her.
Yeah, I love that little scene that they have where they out for dinner or something, and he she says, I love you, and he says, ditto. And she goes, why do you never say it? And then they go into the song, Three Little Words.
Yes.
And he then lists all the ways.
Well, this is my next musical lyrical lingo, yeah, because he does. He says, but I do say it, and as you said, he lists it. Some of the things he says he does to show or say, I love you. He says, I say it with my eyes. When I hold you close at night, I'm going to cry. When I make you scrambled egg. Oh, I love scrambled egg. When I tell you silly jokes, when I turn off all the light. And my question is, what do you do that says I love you?
Is that your question to me? What
Are
is
you
your
gonna-
love language? That is so funny.
Yeah.
I was like, what is your love language? Because everybody has a different love language.
Yeah.
My love language is definitely acts. Like as in
Acts of kindness or acts of love?
Acts of love.
Yeah.
Acts of love.
Yeah.
And what acts of service. And Aaron's is definitely hugs. And I love hugs, and I am a huggy person. But I would
Feel like it?
but I would love the dishes to be clean.
So I've two things that really get me. Not a lot of people know this about me, but I love flowers. Like, I love a bunch of flowers. And I think there's a general, he's a guy, get him a bottle of wine or get him a something. But we were talking about it earlier at the end of shows, like sometimes, people are presented with bouquets or like a bunch of flowers. And for many years, I didn't get that. I would have got like a wee bag or a wee box of chocolates or a bottle of wine. And don't get me wrong, the thought, it's lovely, it's really beautiful. But then they realised I love a bunch of flowers and I love flowers. So I get
That's so cute.
bunches of flowers almost every Tuesday.
Oh,
Because I cook the dinner and I'm like, but I love cooking the dinner. But
that is so cute.
I get a bunch of flowers and I love that. That says I love you to me. And also I'm the same as Aaron. I love a cuddle. Like I love a cuddle and a big hug. And I think I've always been a huggy person, but a hug from the right person is like fireworks in my heart.
Yeah. No, it's so lovely. Yeah, and like Aaron treats me so well and does give me like little treats here and there. And
Flowers every Friday.
he used to get me flowers every Friday, but I am allergic to flowers.
Oh, there's the rub.
So as much as I love, like I love, oh my goodness, you bought me flowers, you bought me something like that. But my little thing is just thinking of me whenever I'm not around. So if like or if I come home and maybe he said, oh, I did such and such, or I thought about this because, you weren't here or whatever. I'm like, oh my goodness, you were thinking about me whenever I wasn't like nagging you.
Yeah. And I think those three words, I love you, are like super important to me. So like the whole ditto thing, that would drive me insane. And I often apologize because I think I overuse I love you. Like it goes in almost every bloody message that I send. I say it countless times and I'll have said it and then 5 minutes later I'll say it again and I'm like, I'm really sorry, I've already said that. But I just can't help it. It's just like they're really important words.
I know. Yeah, and you're not just saying them like flippantly. Every time you're saying them, you mean it.
1000%. Yeah.
No, and like we would never get off the phone. No matter what the conversation is, we'll always say "I love you" at the end of it. And us, that's really, really important. I know for some people that isn't. But that is because, and I think also being able to communicate, and that's a big message within Ghost, is that the communication wasn't there, and something then happens to Sam and he's not able to communicate to Molly, and he spends the whole film and musical trying to communicate to her and has to learn a different way to communicate. And I think that's important in relationships. You have to learn, we've just said there all these different like love languages. And you have to learn a new way to communicate to your significant other. And that can be a challenge in itself.
Well, like Sam says it himself. He says at the end of that song, Three Little Words. He says, it doesn't matter what they're saying. If words are all that they are conveying, if you feel it and believe it, then it should be all you need to know. It should be all you need to know it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. But for some people, that's not enough.
No, I know. That's
There's some
true.
people
No, I
need
know.
to hear, and some people,
I need to hear it, Sam.
and some people need to feel a hug.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh
It's
my
just all those.
God, I love a hug.
Yeah. It is actually a very, very, very deep musical.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about as well the show's special effects and the fact that they did bring in an illusionist.
Yeah.
Paul Kieve, isn't that how you say?
Yeah.
His name, you had said before. So, and he emphasised the impact of like Sam walking through the door.
Yeah.
Would be diminished if it was seen early on. So
Yeah.
that had to be, you know, and it's clever. Like, and once he dies, he's in this like blue light.
Uh-huh.
And the passing of whenever she's like talking to Urme, and then whenever it's Sam, and you can see that how he dies, and then the change from black to blue is great. Like there really is magic.
Even the how he dies, like I still have no idea how they did that, because it just happened. There was a body on the floor, but Sam was still standing. And I was like, what? So that whole switch of actor or whatever they did, I didn't see it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just went to the point of, don't forget, when I first saw it, I didn't know the story.
Yeah.
So I went, what's going on? Hold on a minute. And I went,
oh my gosh.
Oh my God, he's dead.
Yeah.
It just blew my mind, and the illusions are amazing. Now it doesn't slap you in the face with an illusion or something magic like every 10 minutes. It's really specific, really carefully placed. You know, at one point he's trying to move objects, and there's a Coke can, and honest to God, that was a Coke can I saw on that stage, and he reaches out for the Coke can, and the hand goes through the Coke can, and I'm like, oh, that mustn't be a Coke can, but it looked like a physical Coke can. And the moving of objects, as you said, the walking through the door, and then that dance that he does with Molly at the end, where 1 minute he's dancing, and they're like turning, and they're just like doing back and forward like a sway, basically, whilst turning, and then he's gone. Yeah, like he's gone, and I'm like, Where did he go?
And I think that was so clever of the production team to decide to bring on somebody who is an illusionist. Penn Teller actually said that it was one of the finest magic shows that ever.
That's amazing. And from them, my goodness, that
absolutely
is...
And for a musical, like that, it isn't a magic show. It's a musical with elements of magic in it.
And that's it. Like, it's just so... It was just so wow.
And I think the reason that it works is because it says Paul's main thing was he wanted to focus on the emotion and then the magic. So it wasn't a, look at me, I'm doing this.
That's it. It was so subtly and so beautifully done.
Yeah, they used visual and sound cues like swishes to indicate Sam passing through something or his voice becoming echoey. Yeah. And all those little things added together. So I do, you said about Ghost closing quite quickly, and I think again, a bit like how we talked with Shrek, I think it cost an awful lot because it said Ghost requires its theatres to use a lot of power due to the lighting, the sound, the video equipment of those large screens. 27 miles of cable was used in the West End alone, so that's maybe why it didn't have a massive tour either, because it could only go to...
when you look at it, it was the colour palette that they used. It wasn't like, wow, like in your face. Yeah. Like the technology didn't like jump out at you going, oh my goodness, there's so much technology. Even the like video walls and that was probably one of the first use of the video wall. But it wasn't in like, oh my goodness, this is a big massive video wall. I think maybe the colour palette had something to do with that in the staging. It was a very, very special musical, which I did not expect. Like, as I said, I didn't expect that it would have the effect on me that it did. But my God, I was amazed.
Also, one of the illusions that was in the show was created in 1898 with blueprints only recently discovered.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Do you know which one it was?
No, I was really trying to like find which one, but I don't know. And also, obviously, you spoke about it, Unchained Melody, which is such a popular and iconic scene. And gosh, almost not every film, but there's at least one film of the next generation or a TV show or anytime there's a pottery wheel, somebody is going to make reference to that.
Yeah.
So it's really, really popular. But the actress playing Molly and the understudy, they need to know how to spin a pottery wheel and create a pot each night. And they are, well, obviously it's not on at the minute, but they're taught by professional potters.
That's really cool. Yeah. With regards to Unchained Melody, there are over 1,500 recordings of Unchained Melody.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it has been made by more than 670 artists in multiple languages. It reappeared in the US Billboard charts in 1990 after the Righteous Brothers recording was used in the film. The popularity also means that the song is one of the highest grossing songs for its copyright holders. Estimated in 2012, which, let's be honest, was some time ago, to have been the 5th biggest earner of royalties according to the BBC's list of the richest songs in the world at £18 million.
Whoa.
Yeah, and was recognised as the most played song in 1992.
Well, if the film came out in the 1990, then people are still writing on that. But yeah, I would say it's one of those really popular songs that almost any generation will know.
Yeah. Oh, my love. But the version and how it's written in the show.
Yes, it's lovely.
Oh my goodness, it's so sweet and touching, isn't it?
And it's quite...
and not cheesy. Yes,
and you don't... Well, I certainly was like, oh, he's singing Unchained Melody because it was so different, and he picks up that guitar. And again, that's a way that he shows that he loves her because he's like, I'm singing to you. Another thing I learned just musical wise in the song, which I think is so lovely, like I need to suspend my disbelief / I had a life.
I had a life.
So when Carl is... Carl is the bad guy, and he's the one that's ended up getting poor Sam killed, even though he didn't mean for the killing to happen. But he goes and speaks to the murderer, and they say "Estes loco hombre," and that just means you are a crazy man. Yeah, crazy man. But I had a life. I think that is. Yeah, I think that is because there's like 4 people singing that song, so it's like a couple. It's like it's a long scene if you were looking at that scene because you've got Molly has just had this encounter with Urme, and then she's telling Carl, no, like Sam's speaking to this girl. I believe that it's him. I don't know how, but I knew. And then Carl's like, oh my goodness, like I'm going to be found out. So then he has to go to the murderer, and then they have a little interaction. All this time, this is at this moment, Sam realizes my mate is not my mate, and he's nasty, and I need to protect Molly and from him, who I thought, he knew he needed to protect her from somebody, but he didn't realize it was him. It's so sad.
It is sad, yeah.
Also, what I learned. And I didn't learn it, but I just was looking at like the themes within this musical, and it says that, no, it doesn't say that. In the song, Nothing Stops Another Day, right? I think they encapsulated the weird feeling of moving on after a loss. Yeah. Which your world completely changes, and, it's a bit of strangeness in between like the death and the funeral, and then once the funeral happens, everybody that's not connected to you, just life moves on, and you move on too, but it's so hard to not feel guilty about moving on. Like it's very strange now. She picked up like his...
I picked up his shirts this morning.
All of those. But
I don't know why. And I'm like, I don't know why you did that either. Why would you go and collect his shirts from the dry cleaners? Why?
Yeah, I know. Writes letters that he'll never read.
You're not helping yourself here.
I know.
But maybe
Maybe
She
it's
was.
maybe it was a process. So love is an eternal force that transcends death. And in the song The Love Inside, this song reaffirms that Sam and Molly's love is not diminished by physical separation, but rather continues to exist and connect. There is a message of hope and that the spiritual continuation of bonds always happens through love.
True that. They're always there.
I know.
On your shoulder.
I know.
Yeah.
But it is sad.
It is sad. Now, one of the songs that I don't know, maybe if we had to remove or eliminate, is A Whole New Ball of Wax. Now, I might be wrong, but I think in the transfer, did they maybe change that up a wee bit as well?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. I think something in my brain's going, that's one of the songs that they did a bit of work on.
Okay.
It's obviously Sam's a ghost. Shock horror.
Yeah.
And there's this scene where he is introduced to lots of other ghosts and they're like, this is you now, sunshine. You need to get used to it. This is the way life is. But that term, it's just, and the song, they keep singing, it's just a whole new ball of wax. That wasn't a tune, but it was something like that. I had never heard of that before, a whole new ball of wax, did you?
No.
So it's an idiom that means a situation that becomes completely different or new. It suggests change so significant, it's like starting from scratch. Just a whole new ball of wax. But I'd never heard of that before. And then they sang a song all about it.
Okay, but do you not think because of the connection to pottery, it should have been a whole ball of clay? Because clay's the same as wax.
But I don't think that's a well-known idiom. Whereas a whole new ball of wax maybe is.
Well, just make it a brand new idiom.
Fair enough. It maybe didn't go with the melody. You never know.
Well, if I was in charge, I would have made it. It's like a whole ball of clay.
Yeah.
It would have just
fit
in. That's
I wasn't a fan of that. I wasn't a fan of that one either. Or the subway, the train song. It's a bit jarring to me too.
It's okay. But that's actually a lovely moment in the film as well with the subway ghost.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
I'll have to watch the film.
Yeah, definitely. What about your standing ovations?
My goodness. Well, first of all, Cassie Levy, Richard Fleischman and Sharon D. Clark. And I have seen, I did see a UK tour and videos of other people who have come since. And I have to say, as an original threesome, those three were absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
And I think it was his first ever on-stage musical.
I think so too.
And he was absolutely bloody brilliant. He was brilliant. And obviously he's gone on to loads of more, theatre work and musicals. I saw him in the Company where they did the gender reversal. And
is that with Jonathan Bailey?
Yeah, Jonathan Bailey was in it. And he was amazing in that too. He's just, what's he doing at the moment?
He's got a one man in the Savoy and he did Something Rotten.
Didn't he do something? That's it, Something Rotten. I would love to see him actually in it when it comes into town because I think he'd be brilliant.
Well, I don't know if he is in Something Rotten.
Is he?
No, I don't know if he is.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
It would be
yes, you would actually
that would be great
him.
casting because I think it'd be brilliant. The music is brilliant. There's too many of those songs.
Yeah.
To pick them out, so here are my favourites. I like Here Right Now. Out of tune, Tim. With You. So, yeah. Suspend My Disbelief or I Have a Life.
Yeah.
What a great way to end Act 1.
Yeah.
Rain and Holding On. What a great way to open Act 2. And Nothing Stops Another Day.
Yeah.
However, I do love Oda Mae's songs too. They give a bit of...
And I'm out of here.
After the Bahamas, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Even the one where she is talking to voices and she's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Sam starts talking to her for the first time. And she's also a bit of a fake.
Oh, yeah, she is at the beginning.
Until she turns out she
can hear Sam.
She can actually hear Sam.
And Whoopi Goldberg won the Oscar for that role.
Yeah.
So she did, and she is very good.
I don't know why I haven't watched the film yet.
I know.
What's your standing ovations?
With You and I Had a Life / Suspend My Disbelief or the other way around.
Yeah.
Just those two are I have to say, it took me a wee while to get into the music of it. I think because it is, as you had mentioned before, so different to musical.
Yeah.
So I think when I was like, these are really like good songs, but I wasn't like in musical mode. So it did take me a while to listen, and then I had to go and watch because I'd seen the film.
Yeah.
It's like, I need to know how they do this.
And did you see the full musical?
Yeah, full musical.
Yeah.
Full musical. But then there's loads and loads of like Tony performances and like Olivier. There's loads of stuff online that you're able to see. And it's quite popular in Amdram world as well.
Yeah, it is. I just think it's very difficult to do. Just with all of the magic and the illusions and, you know...
I just mean, like, in England, they seem to do a lot.
Yeah,
there's always, like,
no,
a
I
production
think,
of
and
it.
listen, there's been plenty here too. I actually saw a brilliant youth production of it last summer, and it was really fantastic. But I think when you've seen the original and you've seen all of that, those illusions, and seen how that multimedia production comes together seamlessly, it's hard to ever forget that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really brilliant.
Okay. I've got a wee what would you rather in musical theatre world? Okay. You ready for this one?
Oh, aye. Born ready.
Would you rather have a perfect singing voice that allows you to hit every note flawlessly,
This is my dream.
but you always forget the lyrics,
Oh.
or know every lyric to every single musical theatre song ever, but you have a monotone voice?
Oh no, I need to have a voice. I'd be like Ariel when Ursula takes it away. No, I need to have a voice. I think
you'd rather
we could
just
style it out if I forgot the lyrics.
Okay.
You just could do a wee scat or a wee what's that word?
Riff.
Do a wee Cynthia over that jobby.
Yeah.
But if you had a monotone voice.
I know, could you imagine?
Like people who have a monotone voice annoy me at the best of times.
Oh. So yeah, that wouldn't.
Could you imagine if we had a monotone voice doing a podcast? Hello and welcome to Musical Lyrical Lingo. We're your hosts.
I wonder do people who have a monotone voice get like put themselves to sleep?
Do you think they realise they have a monotone voice?
You gotta know how
I'm
you
not so
speak.
sure if you hear that day in, day out. Aaron's looking at me like I have a monotone voice, and I don't.
You don't have a monotone voice.
You don't have a monotone voice.
No, you definitely don't. You definitely don't. No, I think you would just put yourself to sleep so you're not aware of what's going on.
Yeah. Oh no, you have to have a voice. Like I still live in deep depression because I'm a baritone and not a tenor.
Oh.
It destroys my happiness that I can't reach those high notes of some of those songs.
Oh right, can you not just bring it down a wee thing?
That's cheating.
Oh, okay. I have to bring everything down. I'm like an alto. And it's still not low enough for me. I also have to try and find the note somewhere. I'm not very good at that.
Oh, no, listen, I hear you. You see in harmonies, the altos and the bari baritones have the hardest job because our notes like
there.
Send me a signal
Yeah.
as to where it might be, possibly.
And it's always like really, it sounds awful as well. Especially compared to like some beautiful, lovely singers.
There is that brilliant song, Alto's Lament,
about
being an alto, and it's so spot on.
Yeah.
It hits the nail on the head. Like we don't have a baritone equivalent.
Maybe you could do one.
I could.
Can you?
Yeah.
Just do that on your day off, sure.
This is the thing. I was always jealous of those lovely tenors who just got to sing the tune. Do you know what I mean?
They didn't have to work.
Can I not just do the tune because that's easier? Oh, hold on a minute. I can't reach those notes. Great. I'll go back to being a baritone.
They don't have to work for it. They get it all handed to them.
And then what happened in rehearsals? The Barrys just ended up singing into each other's ears.
Oh, because there's only three of you?
Exactly, yeah. Strength in numbers. At least one of us will get it.
I know that's the thing as well. You would think like the harder harmonies, there would be more of you, but there's less of you. So then you're like already struggling with your part. And then you're like, friends.
So
anybody?
Would you would take the having a voice, would you? Or would you rather remember the lyrics?
No,
recite them like in a dramatic, poetic
No,
way?
I think if we're going to go for singing, I would rather be singing
In tune.
in
With a great
tune
voice.
than Keith, which is something I can't do, and not
Stop being
know
so
the lyrics.
tough on yourself, for
I
God's sake.
sing quite a lot around the house, and I just get little side eyes
From who? From him?
from the love of my life.
How dare he? That's not love language. A side eye, is it?
Oh, I liked what you were trying to go
I
for
got
there.
a side eye, I'd be throwing the dinner on him. Anyway,
Yeah, no, I'm okay with forgetting my lyrics because I've done that a few times.
haven't we all?
I just had to sing the same line over and over again.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's
It's all
fine.
good. But sure.
That was a really lovely episode.
I know, it was cute and love conquers
That took
all.
me off guard. That one, actually, I didn't expect this episode to have come
being
out
like
the way
this,
it
yeah.
came out. Yeah.
It was nice.
Oh, anytime you're talking about love, so you get all warm and squishy inside, don't you?
Absolutely. It's so nice. Well, do you know what? I think we'll come back and we'll do another musical, and then I think we'll come back with a big one. What do you think?
Ditto.
Until next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Tune in as the memories grow.